Not really. Yeah. When I go to, other places, there are users, especially when I work with, like nursing departments. Like I've been in Oman with a client, nursing department, 50 users, all women, and 30 Omanis. So I was lost for first 15 minutes. They cannot understand anything I'm saying. Then they had to get a translator to make them understand because it's the rule. You need to have a certain amount of Omanis, locals in the front desk, in the nursing, in the billing. So it's the rule. So they were not understanding. They've done everything on paper. What is this? So yeah, it happens. So we start off with appointments first. Once we click on appointments, we have got this one you do not need access to. I will remove it. So we've got appointment booking and global view of appointments. Now, anywhere in the application where you see global view, it means it's a list. Okay. The appointment booking is basically like a calendar as you are accustomed with. But we also have a list view where you can actually see all the appointments in the form of a list and you can download it as an Excel, PDF, though it is not needed. But if you want, you can. So we go to appointment bookings. So that's how the calendar looks like. Okay. Now, before we proceed, let's get accustomed with the color coordinations. Very, very important. Okay. Now, this means pending. I will open it here and you can see. So we've got pending, purple, blue, whatever you want to call it. I'm very confused about colors. So pending, then green is confirmed. Okay. Only when the appointment is confirmed, you can convert it to a registration. Okay. You won't get the button to register until the appointment is confirmed. Okay. If the time crosses, like suppose you have taken an appointment at 1 p.m. and it's still 1:30 p.m. Okay. Till 1:30, you can deal with that appointment. Once 1:30 p.m. crosses, you cannot touch that appointment anymore. You got to take in the patient as a walk-in. Okay. So the patient cannot afford to come at 1:40 for a 1 to 1:30 p.m. appointment and say that, okay, I have an appointment. So that patient will be considered as a walk-in. Yeah. So that's how we track how the appointments, because what happens is sometimes there are patients who will make that as a habit. They always come 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late. So what happens is those patients get marked as a missed appointment and they're being converted to walk-in. So the management can pull out that report. Okay. How many patients are there who are actually coming in? So then we have waiting list. Now waiting list can also be considered as double booking or triple booking. Okay. So this is a cross. Either we can enable waiting list. If we enable waiting list, what will happen? Only one patient will be considered as confirmed in one slot. All the other patients in that same slot will be waiting. They can only be confirmed when the first one cancels. Okay. Or we can switch it to double or triple booking where everyone can be confirmed at the same time. Yeah. So it's a switch. So as a facility, you have to decide how you handle it, whether you do waiting list or whether you do double booking or triple booking. Then we will make that switch for you. Okay. And if we go with waiting list, we have two things. One is auto confirmation. One is manual confirmation. Okay. Logic is, if the appointment ratio is 1:1, like you've got one confirmed and one waiting. If you cancel the first one, we will automatically pick up the second one and confirm it and send the SMS. But if you have 3 appointments where 2 are waiting, we do not want the software to decide. So then we disable auto confirmation. You decide who wants to get confirmed. Okay. Like we want to bring in a little bit of human intelligence instead of everything being artificial. So. And no-show is something which either you can do it manually or we can enable auto no-show. How that works is any appointment, like if we can set up a 24 hours time, like today you have appointments, 5 appointments. Out of that 3 patients showed up, 2 did not. Okay, so you did not touch those appointments because they did not show up. So any appointment that is not converted to registration by the end of the day will be converted to a no-show. End of the day. Yeah. So yeah, you have to decide. Yeah, obviously, because it depends on the clinic hours. Some clinics close at 5, some work in split shifts. We have clinics who is open till 1 a.m. in the night in Dubai. So, they do split shifts. So they close at 1, they again open at 6, and they go till 1 a.m. in the night. So for them, the timing is set at 1 a.m. And some do not want that. They want to decide which appointment they want to convert to no-show. Because what happens is some clinics have a rule where if a patient has too many no-shows, they send an alert or stop the patient from being booked. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Across the facility. Well, okay. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead.
However, we don't need to double book.
Missed color. So if someone's missed, how can we tell at the end of the day, if that's a mistake? Because then does it become a no-show?
No, it becomes no-show at the end of the day.
Right. So if the person has missed, and like you said, they come in later, they're walking.
Yeah.
How do I still see that color that they missed it and now they're walking?
Because all the appointments that's not been converted to registration, we have a tag of that. So there is an appointment report which you can pull where you can see all the missed appointments.
So just looking at the system, we won't be able to tell like now how many
Okay. Let's start off with the training part of it. Okay. Then we will do a Q&A. Okay. So for me to take an appointment, I just have to click the slot. Now, in case if you want to take a different time slot, you have all the time options here. Okay. So in case if you want to take a 40-minute appointment, you just choose 40 minutes. The entire calendar will expand to 40-minute slot. All the calendar throughout. No, you can always switch it back. So we have two settings. One is where you are expanding and you can take a 40-minute appointment, or we have a service setting, okay, where when you put the service for which you are taking in the appointment, all the services where you can define this service takes 40 minutes. So it will automatically pick up that 40-minute slot. Okay, so I'll click on slot. Once I click on the time slot, I get a page to fill in the data. The first option that we have on the top is new patient, non-patient, existing patient. New patient, I'll explain. Q&A is over. So new patient is where you get to capture all kinds of, like it depends on what Snow decides. But as a application, we only allow, we set mandatory first name, mobile number, and gender. Only these three fields, because you cannot ask a lot of questions while the patient is on the phone. Gender, because we are in UAE, so there is a tendency where the family members can be booking for someone else. So you do not want the doctor to be surprised, when someone else has booked and someone else shows up. So you ask the gender, who are you booking it for? Okay. No, we have faced this issue with one of our clients. That's why we enable this. We never added before. Yeah, that's up to you. This is from us. By default, it comes. Mandatory fields. Okay. So you can capture all these other information is there. And then this is where automatically the doctor and the time slot is already picked up because you clicked on that slot. So it has picked up 15 minutes, 10:30 a.m. to 10:45. This is where you get to choose the service for which you are taking the appointment. Now this service can also be auto mapped. Okay, so we can have a default service mapped to everyone so that you do not have to go and type or search any service here. Okay, only do that when you're taking an appointment with something that's not a consultation. Okay, see, like I'm clicking here, dermatology quick consultation. Now, allotted time is exceeded. Okay, all kinds of stuff is coming. Let me no. How long does your quick consultation go for? Let's see. There. So why did I get that message? This time, CPD code or this consultation is set for 20 minutes. I had a slot of 15 minutes. So that's why the software gave me the message, so it is not letting me set an appointment, for a service which is set already in the backend for 20 minutes. Okay. So this is how the system alerts you. Okay. But we can also change this where we can set 5 minutes as default for everything. So you can pick and choose whatever you want. You want 15 minutes, 20 minutes, up to you. Okay. So the system can do this alert, or you can tell the system not to do it, where you set flat 5 minutes for everything, and then you can, because nothing will be less than 5 minutes. Okay. So you can set 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, anything. You decide, up to you. So whatever slot you pick, it will automatically fit into that slot. If the minimum value is set to 5. So now the minimum value is set to 20 for this service. So that's why I'm not able to fit that into a 15-minute slot, because it cannot calculate where is this extra 5 minutes supposed to go. Okay. Now that's just for adding a service. I will delete that. We'll have not gone to that part yet. Now coming back, non-patient. Non-patient is for blocking slots. Okay. Now there are two kinds of blocking. Okay. This is not for blocking the entire slot of the doctor. Okay. This is for blocking the appointment slot of the doctor for people who are not patients. Like you have medical reps. Okay. So you can take an appointment for the medical rep without assigning an MRN number to him. Okay. Because he does not need to have a medical record in the system. Yeah. That works. Yeah. Okay, understood. Then we have existing patient. So this is where you get to search all the existing patients of the application. You can search using name, mobile number, date of birth, MRN number. Okay. Now why we have these buttons if the search works? If I can just type, yeah, so it starts searching, so nothing is there for the. Now why we have given this buttons? Think of a scenario where you're searching for a phone number, 9000784, and there's an Emirates ID starting with 784. So when you search with 784, it will just give you a huge list, but you are actually searching. So that's when you click on this phone number. So when you type 784, it will only search in the phone number field. It will not go and search in the Emirates ID field. But if you do not click on this, it will search throughout the database. It will try to match as much as possible. Even if someone's name has 784, it will pull it up. So, now, if I go ahead and click on an existing patient, it automatically pulls out the data. Okay. When you start using Emirates ID for scanning, we have Emirates ID scanning integrated. So then you will always have the picture when you're pulling in existing patients as well. Okay. Then all the other details, it depends on you what you want to capture. So you can capture all of that. See, there are more details, but by default we keep it hidden. So it's collapsed because you don't get to ask all those questions. City, area, contact. You can ask that during registration. Okay. Now I go ahead and choose the service here. Once I choose the service, it creates a line. Okay, so this is the confirmation that you are actually going in the right direction. Until you see this green line, your appointment is not correct. So if you click on submit, then the software will do miracle in the wrong way. So which will not be good. Yes, it's a must to choose the service. Okay, so that's why I said we can map a default service to all the providers, which will automatically get filled so that you don't have to choose the service. Only choose the service when you're taking an appointment for something that's not a consultation. Like you're taking an appointment for crowning or you're taking an appointment for a particular procedure. Okay, then the software cannot pick up automatically. But service choosing is a must for the application. Because service is the key component through which our entire software is created. That's how we carry forward the information. Okay. Because when you're choosing this service automatically is going to registration, it's hitting the bill, everything. No, you fill up all those services in the registration. You don't need to take appointment for all the services. Just take an appointment. Yeah.
When we have, now we have only the derma
Yeah.
consultation.
Search. You can search.
With
Anything.
name, code,
Anything you want. Name, code, half of the name, one letter, anything. It works.
I don't know, look into tools, how, what service consultation. The consultation might consider only the.
Now, before we proceed, there are some other things that we have. One is appointment note. You can put in a note where if you are taking the appointment. SMS and email. Okay. So we can have SMS integrated and email integrated as well. In case if you're capturing the email, we can shoot out an email. Your appointment is booked. Same works with SMS as well. Here you get to choose the language. So we can define languages, English, Arabic, we support up to 42 languages. So you can have a list. Whichever language you choose, it will be saved for the patient. So every time you take an appointment, he will always get the appointment SMS in that language. It's just like the IVR when you call Etisalat or choose your language, same like that. And then we have SMS template. Okay, so you can have different type of SMS message for different, like suppose you're doing dental, so you want to have the SMS sent out in a different way. Okay, so you can have the template here. So no, it's up to you. If you choose it one time, it will always be saved. Same like language for this patient, not for everyone. Yes. Now, see, generally what happens is template is not something that everyone creates. Okay, we have come across very less clients. Okay, I'll give you one example of a template where we have actively used it. We have a client who is a hospital. They also have home care inside the hospital. Okay, and they do home physiotherapy. So when they send out the appointment SMS, usually it will be your appointment with this doctor is set for this time. Please visit the clinic. But for home care, it's not the same, because they will be going. So that's why they use the template. That your appointment for home care is set, the provider will be visiting your home. Because the content is changing, they have to. But for your case, I think the content will be same throughout. So I don't think you have to choose template. Yeah, it will not be needed. Then by default, every appointment is set to pending. Okay. In case if you want to choose confirm directly, you also have the option of choosing confirm. Otherwise, it's set to pending always. Okay. Then we click on submit. Now, before I click on submit, what are the other options that we have? One, this is something default we have written. We can have it written, anything. Have some other work during the same time. I don't know who created it. Don't ask me. Yeah. There are a few things that I do not delve into. So before I click on submit, a few things that we have. One is multi-appointment and one is add additional resource. Okay. Now what are these two things? Multi-appointment is where you can take multiple appointments at the same time. Okay. Additional resources when you need more than one provider for a single appointment. So I don't think you will have it much applicable here. I'll give an example through surgery. When you do a surgery, you need to have a surgeon, assistant surgeon, anesthesiologist. Okay, so it's a joint appointment. The advantage of a joint appointment, if you cancel one, everyone's schedule gets cleared. If you move one, it all moves together. That's how we have called it connected appointment, we call it.
So when you click on other provider that we will book with?
Yeah, so it again opened up the provider, so you can choose time. So you can have separate time. Yeah. Okay, this gives me an answer which I was not able to answer yesterday. And then comes the additional resource. The additional resource, you do not have the time picking because all the resources are in the same time slot. Okay. So like consider for a procedure, you need a dental hygienist and someone doing the procedure. So you can combine all of them together. Okay.
How do you know? Sorry, how do you know when if the different providers are available? Will the coach swap with what those providers are available so they can be the same?
It will not automatically go to a slot where both the providers are available because you're already choosing the slot here. So what it will do is that moment you select the other provider, if there is a conflict, you will get an alert that this resource is not available. Okay. Okay. So now we click on submit. Now I clicked on submit and you see I've got the appointment here. Now we have discussed about the colors here. Now you can see there is another color here. There is a different color here. There is a different color here. Okay. No. Derma, dental, we do not define those in colors because our software is universal. Why is this? At one look, you can see how many new patients have been booked, how many existing patients. Green is existing, that orange tag is new patients. Okay. So when you have a dedicated call center who are taking appointments, currently you are the ones taking appointments, right? And you're also dealing with registration and all of that. So there are some facilities who have dedicated call center or they outsource it to call center. So call center revenue goes by the how many new patients they bring in. So this is like the screen where they get to quickly see, okay, my orange count is less, green count is more because their revenue goes down. So then they need to call in more patients. So that's the whole reason. And anyways, there is color in all other software. So anywhere I go, first thing they ask is, do you have color for this, color for that? So now we are introducing more colors. Now I have booked this appointment. Now, in case if the patient is calling and they want to reschedule or change the time, all I can do is drag it. It will automatically switch the time. No. Alert when you're moving. No, that is because it's a registered appointment. This is a pending appointment, so it will not give you any alert. You are just moving it from one time slot to another time slot. Do you actually need an alert? Because okay. Or you mean accidentally if you drag it? Okay. We will check into that then. Okay. So now when we click on this, what are the options that we have? First is to view the appointment. If you click this, it will take you back to that appointment screen where we filled all the details in case if you want to change something. This is for one click to confirm, okay, without going inside and confirming. This is to send an email again. Suppose an auto email has gone and the patient did not get it. You want to send it again. You don't need to go inside. Click on this. Same email will shoot out again. Same goes for SMS. Same SMS will shoot out again. Then this is for taking quick notes in case if the patient called and want to give you some information. So you don't have to go inside to appointment note. You click on this. It will give you a pop-up right on the screen. So you type it. This appointment notes flows to the registration till the nursing till the doctor. Everyone. It becomes part of patient notes and it has a tag called appointment because you did it from the appointment. So when they are seeing the notes chronologically together, they know which note came from appointment, which note came from registration, which note came from nursing. So we put tags on that. Okay. Then this is for viewing the calendar. Okay. This, I'm not sure how it works. This is when someone has multiple sessions booked over a span of time. If someone has booked coming repeatedly, maybe for 1 month, on every Thursday, sometimes they will call, can you tell me all my appointments? So one click, it will show their entire calendar as a pop-up. So you can tell them, okay, you have appointment on this Thursday, this day, this day. It works for physiotherapy centers and all that because, yeah. And we have a physiotherapy center where they book for 1 year. So patients all up in the middle, they will call, tell me all my appointments till the end of the year. So that's how we have brought this. And this is for canceling the appointment. When you cancel the appointment, it just changes color and it stays on the slot. Okay. Yes, it will give you an alert. Yes.
But doesn't alert go into the patient also? It doesn't auto SMS. If there's a new appointment and it's pending, auto SMS go to the patient.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so when I move it, even by mistake or intentionally, does another SMS go that your booking has been changed? There's no auto SMS if there's a move.
Currently not enabled.
Unless I opt for it.
Yes. Unless you go ahead and click on that button and then it sends out an SMS. No. Because what happens if some people are accidentally booking throughout the day, then the patient will stop coming because he has got so many SMS. So that's why we don't send out auto SMS for that. Okay. Same goes for cancellation. No one wants cancellation with SMSs too much. So we have disabled that as well. We can enable on request in case if you want to send out SMS for cancellation as well. Okay.
What about no-shows?
No. Because no-show is information that you need. The patient does not need to know that he is a no-show. Okay. He knows he is a no-show because he did not show up. So, yeah. Now, in order to take a waiting list or a second appointment, see there is a time free here, just like Google Calendar. Yeah, you. Sorry, I clicked on the other slot. Yeah, in the same slot you can click. See, then it will. I think it will give the same message again. Yeah.
Perhaps if the provider has done a treatment plan,
Uh-huh.
so patients coming in and see and the provider's done a treatment plan. The patient rings up and goes to do this. Does that treatment plan come up?
I will go up to that. See, because I have waiting list disabled now with double booking enabled, that's why I'm not getting the waiting list option here. Okay. If I have waiting list enabled, any other people or no matter how many people you book in that same slot, everyone will by default go to waiting list. Okay. Now currently this application is set to go have everyone as double booked, multiple confirmation. So I will go ahead and choose this as pending. I did not even fill up the patient name. Did I fill up? I did put last name. Why is it asking for? Okay, something is wrong. I'm just putting something by guess. Okay. Too much. Okay. Yeah. Now see, one has green, one has orange. Because this one I chose existing patient, so that's why it's a green tag. This is an orange because I just put in the details. So this is how the slot gets filled in. You can fit up to 6 people in one slot. Okay. But if we enable waiting list, then it will by default go to waiting list. So it'll have the waiting list color. So now both are pending. So I can confirm both of them. Yeah, because now double booking is enabled. So I can confirm both of them, which works for them. Okay. Yeah, you can. No? So when you click on confirm, it gives you confirmation. Do you want to confirm? So it becomes green.
If you cancel it, then the green would be the.
No, that's when we have waiting list. This is double booking. So everything is something you decide. If you cancel it, it will still stay as pending, whether you want to pick it up. Because see, now you have 2. You can have 3, 4. So you decide which one you want to confirm or put in that slot. Okay. So if I cancel this one, it gets cancelled. See, now this one has moved up, but it did not get confirmed. It just moves up. Okay, because that's a logical conclusion, because there is 2 appointments. So it just moves up. But the cancel one stays here. It will stay here. In case if you want the slot to be cleared, just uncheck cancel, it goes.
Where can I find it?
You just check it again, it will come back. Or you go back to the list view, all the cancel appointments are there. There is a list view.
And just, use it. I want to not show the cancel, but
Yes, per user. So it will be saved. Every time you log in, cancel will not be there. Yeah, so now I'll go ahead and confirm this one. Okay. Now say I have confirmed this one. Okay. Only when I get confirmed, I get the R option to register. Okay. Otherwise, it's a green tick for you to confirm. Okay. Now let's take one more appointment. Okay, before I do that, let me go ahead and change the slot to 20 minutes. Okay. So I'll choose an existing patient.
can you search for like this one patient somewhere else, or just like within other blocks?
No, click.
What's his appointment?
That you can do.
There's a patient.
Yeah, there's a patient list. This is a calendar view. There is a list view of this. So where you can go and search by doctors, patients, specialty. Okay, how many appointments are there for the orthodontist? All the orthodontists, so it will come together. Yeah. So I'll click on test here. Okay. Now why did I come to this page? To answer your question here. When doctors are putting in plan, we have something called treatment plan. So treatment plan is basically what they plan to do. Okay, all the procedures they are planning. Okay, so we will be teaching the doctors how to handle that. All the plan, all the procedures that they're moving to plan will be available in your appointment as pending services. So you can directly see it from here and you can pick and choose instead of searching. When you click that, that gets added, so you're taking an appointment for that. But we will disable the option for the doctors to take appointment directly, right? Okay. Because we also have the option there. When they move something to the plan, they can choose a date and they can directly click on save, it will take an appointment. Yeah. So this is pending services. All the other tabs, we have not gone through it. Patient notes, in case if you want to put any patient notes while you are taking the appointment. Questionnaire. Questionnaire is, suppose you are taking an appointment for a certain procedure and there is a set of questions that the provider wants you to ask already on the phone. Okay. It works for, like, I don't know, example, if you're going for a blood sugar test, there are blood sugar where you need to go as fasting. Okay. So, like, have you been fasting? When have you last eaten? So then as a facility, you can design those questionnaires. Okay. So you click on the question here, automatically all the questions will come up on the screen and you can directly answer them there. Yeah. So you do not need to remember, or you do not need to have a piece of paper. Okay. Other appointment. This is while the patient is calling, if the patient asks you, okay, can you tell me if I have any other appointments? You click on other appointment, you get to see all the other appointments. And this is visit history, how many times he has come. The same thing is there in registration also.
So when it is visit history, they will show us our appointments.
No, this is visit history. Means when he has physically arrived at the clinic. Other appointments shows you what he has missed. Yeah. Visit means he has to be physically appearing at the clinic. Checked in. Yeah. The language is checked in. So, and you can also see services here. What's been done in all the visits. But only services. No other clinical information access is here. Okay. And you can see whether his bill was generated or not, how much he paid, everything is visible. Same thing comes in visit as well. So This is all the additional information in the appointment screen before we move to registration. Okay. Now I'll pause. Well, but